from the time I was 18 to the time I was 22, I had never, I didn't drink in between those times. From the time I was 22 to the time I was 25, I about destroyed my life.
Presence is all I need, it's all I want, and all I seek, and without
The week would revolve around, okay, I need to get through my work week, and what days am I going to have open so that I can do these things? Because that's the only time I feel like I'm alive. When I get out to the club, all I was worried about was the money. All I was worried about was drinking. All I was worried about was partying, being around the people that I enjoyed being around, who the only thing I had in common with in the first place was the fact that we would just get drunk together. And once you step back and look at it now, I don't have absolutely anything in common with any of the people that I used to think were my friends. But what that lifestyle did was you start to seek that. What that is, stepping into Christ now, what you start to see that is that's the world. You get lost in the world. The only time you feel like you're accepted is when you're out in the world. And if the world loves you, that's not good. We don't want the love of the world. Well, I loved the world back because I thought I had something to offer. I ended up getting wrapped up in the drug game. I ended up getting wrapped up in. It's one thing leads to another. It's not. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna drink. Now this is the person that I became. I'm radical. The Lord put me here to be radical. So if I'm radical, I'm going to be radical in the way that I'm going. And there's only two ways. You either serve God or you serve the devil. And when I was serving the wrong father, when I was serving the father of this world, I was serving him radically. And it's not just a thing where you go out and you have a few beers with your buddies on a certain occasion. That's not the way I could do it. I wasn't coming home until 7 o'clock in the morning most of the time. It was, and then all of a sudden you don't realize when you step into this stuff, you don't realize the spiritual warfare that's involved. So you don't realize what you're walking with and why there's such a pull in that direction. You start to seek these things out. It got to a point where I was just drinking. I said, I'm just going to drink. I'm just going to party. I'm a normal American, just enjoying himself, like just enjoying a time out with people and his friends. No, that's not what happened. I ended up jumping into the drug game, chasing money. There was 2 times I got caught up and was almost killed, twice by other people and twice by my own hand. My life became so miserable because you start to get the things that you think are going to make it whole, and then you realize, why am I here? Because you get them and there is absolutely no joy and no satisfaction. There is no complete, there is no feeling, there's absolutely nothing. So you end up walking in just complete emptiness. As I'm walking around with this dead, lifeless feeling going through the days, just I'm running the gym, I'm going to work, and just everything is dead to me. Everything is just completely routine. I got this spider bite on my knee, and it was from a brown recluse. And it was bad. Like, the skin's falling off. There's a big hole in my knee. It's swollen. I can't hardly walk. On my left leg the swelling goes all the way up into my hip. I can't hardly move it. Well, then you came to the gym and you said you were going to pray with me, and you laid hands on me. I thought, this whole thing is a joke, but whatever, I'll do what it takes to please you. And you prayed with me, put your hand on my knee, and I felt it heat up. The next day, I had a doctor's appointment and woke up, and I went, but I didn't need to go. My knee had completely went down. The skin started to grow back around it. It was amazing. Well, something clicked. From that moment on, I started to feel again. Something broke. Now, even when I was out getting trashed, even when I was in the lowliest of places, running around with drugs flying one way and alcohol flying the other one way and guns being, I'm sitting there and I'm telling people about how my brother can access Christ to the point where healing takes place. And everybody knew that I was skeptical of any type of supernatural ghosts. It wasn't happening. I didn't even believe in Jesus, but I did believe in my brother. I did believe in you. So I was preaching the gospel of you to them, and that became the gospel of Jesus. And they knew better than to say anything, because while I wasn't walking with Jesus at that time, if they were to tell me I was a liar, then there would be an uproar. So they had to sit and listen to the gospel, otherwise they would make me angry. But what I don't think I realize, and what people don't realize, is that Christ doesn't come easy, because he doesn't want a little bit of you, because he didn't die 50, 75% on the cross. He died 100% on the cross, and so he calls us to do the same for him. We have to die 100%. So I'm preaching this, something turns over in my heart where I start to believe. And once I started to believe, then things got really bad.